So you're looking to buy a Ninja 500 as your first bike, but you have no clue how to ride and want to know what you're getting yourself into. Well, you came to the right place because today we're going to be teaching you how to ride specifically a Kawasaki Ninja 500. However, these principles will apply to any motorcycle out there. So let's get started. Alright, now if you're like me when I was looking for my very first motorcycle, you've probably watched almost every video on the internet about this bike, so I won't waste too much time there. We'll just go ahead and jump into it. Alright, so the first thing you're going to have to learn, if you're completely new to bikes, which I'm assuming you are if you're watching this video, you gotta learn the clutch, shifting, all of that. That's the scary stuff, right? It's very simple, alright? Your brain's gonna do weird things, it's gonna complicate it, but it is really simple, and I will tell you, once you learn this, it will stick with you forever, and you're not going to forget it over, oh, it's next riding season, I had my bike away for 6 months, I'm going to forget how to ride. No, don't worry about that. That's not going to happen. Once you learn it, once you understand it, you kind of just do it naturally. You don't even think about it. It's just built into your head. This is how you ride a bike. So let's go ahead and get started. So clutch is going to be on your left side, front brake on the right. You got your rear brake also on the right down there, and then your shift lever down there on the left. So the first thing you're going to do, pull in your clutch, and what that does is that's releasing tension from the clutch plates when you pull in that clutch, okay? So what connects power to the road, there's a gap in between. You can't go anywhere if you pull in your clutch. So your clutch pulls in, your clutch is going to be fully open, just spinning, shift down into first, now your transmission's engaged, but there's no power going to the rear wheel, because like I said, those clutch plates are spread apart. The second you start releasing that clutch, you'll feel your bike start moving and the clutch doing its job. So the hardest thing about this is going to be, the slight movements. You're going to slowly let out the clutch as you slowly give it gas. But honestly, the first thing I would start by doing is just shifting into first gear, holding in the clutch. Just feel out that friction zone, all right? So once you feel your bike start moving, cool, pull back in, just rock yourself back, give it a little more. Once it starts biting, just let go, and that'll teach your brain kind of where that friction zone is. We did this in our MSF class, and it helps so much because I was brand new to riding. So just spend a good amount of time kind of figuring out where your bike starts biting, where that friction zone is. Once you kind of get that down, I would spend some good time just doing that. When I was first learning, every stoplight, I would just kind of do that to reinsure myself. I'm not going to stall this light. I'm not going to stall this light. I stalled plenty of times, and you probably will too, unless you're just insane at riding bikes for no reason. It's okay. We all stall. It's embarrassing. It is what it is. You'll get better. Eventually you won't do it. So after you're kind of comfortable with that, you understand where your friction zone is. The next step is you got to give it just a little bit of gas as you finish off, letting out that clutch. So you can't just dump the clutch, or it's probably going to stall. It didn't that time because I didn't let it. But if I just, see, it's just going to stall. So the trick is finding that spot where it bites, okay? So you're going to find where that spot, where the friction zone starts, feel it out. You can feel it start biting. Then what you're going to do is slowly just give it a little bit of gas. You hear that? Just barely any gas. Continue to really slowly let out that clutch until you start moving, and then you can go ahead and fully release it once you're going at a good pace. What you want to avoid doing, like I said, is just dumping that clutch. Everybody I try to teach, they always just feel it start biting, and then they let go and it stalls, okay? That's what you don't want to do that, okay? So feel it bite, slowly release it, and just, there you go, you're going. So while I'm doing that, I'm giving it gas like I mentioned, barely any. You don't want to give it a bunch because you'll probably wheelie on accident. But you also, if you don't give it enough, it's gonna sound like it wants to die every time. So you'll get to a point where you can hear, oh, that was a perfect takeoff, that sounded amazing. That's what you want. So again, just let out that clutch. As soon as I feel it start biting, give it a little more gas as I continue to slowly let out the clutch, and now I'm good to go. I don't have my hands on the clutch. Alright, so honestly, you're going to want to spend the majority of your time just doing that. Just get used to first gear. Get used to that friction zone. That's the hard stuff, right? Is just starting out. Stopping and, releasing that clutch, giving it a little bit of gas and going. That's going to be your hardest thing. Shifting is easy, right? Spend the most time practicing that. You know, other things you practice, turns, being stopped, taking a right or left turn, all the figure eights. There's all kinds of stuff you can practice, but the main thing is going to be just learning how that clutch and transmission works. All right, so now it's time for the second step, which is shifting. You're already confident. You already know what you're doing for, you know, first gear. Shifting, I remember being terrified of. It's not that scary, I promise you. It's the same process, all right, but easier. So same thing, you're going to slowly go. That was terrible. Don't listen to that. And when you're ready to shift, get your foot ready. Pull up on that lever and just kind of dump the clutch for the most part. You can do it smoothly, but for the most part, you just kind of release it. So here's second gear, third gear, there we go. And for downshifting, same thing. You're just going to pull on the clutch, downshift. And eventually, once you get good, you should learn to blimp the throttle. But that's going to take some time, so I wouldn't worry about that. Just work on, you know, slowly shifting down for now. But all right, so here we go. The bike's screaming. It needs to shift. That's kind of how you're going to tell once you get up into the high RPMs. Oh, I need to be in the next gear. Kind of base it off the sound. Even if your bike's quiet, you'll be able to feel it'll be vibrating, it'll be crying. So if you have no idea when to shift, it's really just when the RPM is high, when the bike starts feeling like, oh, I need help. Please do something. This is not healthy. That's when you're ready to shift, okay? All right, so once you've learned all the basics of riding, right, you can start from a complete stop and you can shift gears. Another really important thing to practice is going to be your braking. Now, there's a couple rules when it comes to braking, and the main one is you're not going to want to brake while you're on a turn. Whenever you're going for a sharp turn, any turn at all, you do not want to brake, because what happens, I'll show you, whatever way that wheel is pointed, I hit the brake, the whole bike wants to tip that way. So avoid using your front brake if you're turning. The best thing you can do is straighten out your bike if possible and then hit the brakes. Now, for the most part, the front brake is going to be the majority of your stopping power, because what happens is when you stop the bike, your front wheel compresses and it puts all the pressure on the front wheel, kind of taking the pressure off the back wheel. So another thing you want to try to avoid is locking up your rear wheel. Now, if you have a bike with ABS, that will help you a lot, because you cannot lock up that rear wheel with ABS. So if you don't have ABS, the main thing is just don't hit it too hard. Now, this is something you can practice, because you can hear if you skid your tire, but you need to be careful. So for the most part, it's going to be this upper brake, like I said, and then some rear brake. And that's something you just got to spend some time doing, and kind of figure out what the proper ratios are for that, because there's no necessarily like set rule, I would say. It's just kind of, you know, feeling it out. Each bike is going to be a little bit different on the amount of pressure you're going to put on each brake, but for the most part, it'll be pretty similar. So just spend some time practicing, doing some emergency stops. That's something that helped me a lot. That's something I had to actually use in real life when I was going a little too fast and I couldn't see the car was stopped ahead of me because their taillights were super muddy, and I had to practice that emergency braking. So definitely something worth practicing, because you never know when you're going to need to do that. Now, the last piece of advice I'll leave you with before the end of this video is just, once you learn these fundamentals, you learn to shift, you feel very confident about your riding. You're going to be very overconfident, okay? I know, because I was, and I know a lot of new riders do the same thing. So once you learn and are comfortable and you think you're fast, you think you're invincible, just remember you're not, all right? You're still new to riding. You know, wait a couple years till you're going to do anything crazy. Learn the bike, because I see too many people get overconfident. They upgrade their bike, they go way too fast and end up not making it past that bike, and it's really sad. So just make sure to spend a lot of time learning, practicing, doing what you can to improve your skills, and don't just straight up get overconfident and go think, oh, I can go 120 on the highway and split lanes now. No, you shouldn't do that at all. Anyways, but especially when you're new to riding, you just need to chill. Just chill, learn to ride, and enjoy the process. Other than that, that's really all I have for today. I appreciate you guys watching.